Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to take you through the kind of mindset that you should build for you to implement a core banking system, or for you to do a core banking system changeover, which means you're changing over from the old system to the new system. I've been implementing core banking systems for a long time, about 2 decades for now, and I want to share with you this experience so that you become better in your next core banking system changeover or core banking system project. So let's move on. So in this section of the video, we are going to cover cluster number 5, which is on data migration. You might want to call it data migration, is the same. So data migration is one of the very important activities that you must take when it comes to core banking system. So data migration is one of the most important activities that you must perform when it comes to core banking implementation. And it must be treated as a business trust exercise, because this is what is going to drive everything else that you're going to do in terms of functionality, in terms of defect fixing. So let's see what we're going to cover in this section. Okay. So we are going to cover that data migration as a mindset. It has to start early. We are also going to cover data cleanup, the reconciliation, also more conversions, as well as business validations. Okay. So mindset number 1 is data migration should start early and not near cutover. This is very important. I've seen so many other project managers trying to go through this route of having data migration towards the end. I can tell you that is going to be disastrous. You have to do data migration from the first point of the project. Data migration is just moving data from the old system to the new system. So data migration must start early. This is very important. Why does it matter? Data problems discovered near cutover, they leave no time for self-correction. So if you leave it until late, you won't be able to have enough time to correct. So early discovery is the only way to fix data issues without risking the go-live date. This is very important. So what if you ignore this mindset on data migration? The team discovers poor legacy data too late to fix it safely. I can tell you, if your data migration is not done properly, you're most likely going to delay the project. There's no way you can go live with poor data that has been loaded into the system. So what is the correct mindset for the project manager? You need to do data profiling, cleansing, also mapping of data properly, transformation, reconciliation, and also validation or in multiple cycles. This is very important. So the mindset here as a project manager is you have to make sure the mapping, the transformation, the reconciliation, the validation, and also you have taken it through a lot of cycles. In most cases, people, they plan for 3 cycles, but I can tell you from my experience, you are likely going to have 7 to 10 cycles of data migration, just to make sure that you are actually migrating data from the old system to the new system without any serious challenges. So let me go through the scenario that you might have. 6 weeks before go live, someone finally profiles the legacy customer data for the first time and discovers tens of thousands of records with missing valid KYC, which is know your customer, okay, fields, for too late to cleanse early, to cleanse safely before the cutover. So can you imagine 6 weeks before go live, you discover that there are thousands of records missing the KYC, know your customer details, and it will be too late for you to actually correct it. So this is why we're saying this mindset is very important. So what actions can you take? You can start profiling, cleansing, analysis also, and also during initiation of the project. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until the end. So during analysis or project initiation, you should start the data migration activities. So this is a very important mindset to consider. You need to start it as early as possible. Then you also need to set data quality baselines. Okay, you also need to track improvements against. You need to track improvements against it throughout the project. So data migration is very important, but you have to start it as early as possible. Track it throughout the project. You can also do it during EAT. You can also do it during test racer. Then treat any late discovered data issues as a program risk, requiring immediate escalation. In most cases, if you don't correct the data, it will be difficult for you to go live. So for you to go live, you need to make sure you have the right data. Then number two in this cluster, mindset number two in this cluster, data cleanup is a business responsibility. Okay, this is very important. I've seen some other banks trying to make this mistake. They think data cleaning or cleanup is supposed to be done by the vendor. Let me tell you, this is not supposed to be done by the vendor. The bank, they own the data. They know more than the vendor. So they must be responsible for cleanup. So this is a very important mindset. Data cleanup must be the responsibility of the business. They know which customers are active, which ones are not active, which categories are still valid, which accounts are still valid, which ones should be closed, which balance should be moved from one account to the other. So the cleanup process must be done, and it's normally done on the staging area of the data migration. So why does it matter? Only the business truly knows what the data should mean. That's correct. Only the business knows what the data should mean. IT can move data correctly and still migrate values that are meaningless or wrong from a business perspective. So the business should always own this data cleanup. They know what is there. They know what is correct, what is wrong, not ICT department. So what goes wrong if this mindset is ignored? It is blamed. IT is blamed for moving bad data that the business never cleaned. So IT people should always help to extract, reconcile, or use some tools. But the bank is the one, the business is the one that is supposed to say, this is correct, this is wrong, upload this, don't upload this. So that is also very, very important. So what is the correct mindset for the PM? Only business owners can confirm what data should mean and what must be corrected. Not say another like a vendor or ICT. It has to be the business. That's the correct mindset. Let us look at a real scenario. IT successfully migrates every customer record with no technical errors. Okay, so from an IT point of view, this is done. Weeks later, branches discovered thousands of accounts have outdated next of kin, which means data cleanup was not done. Outdated next of kin mandate information, and that the business, not IT, could have identified as wrong, which means IT, technically they were able to migrate, but the business information was incorrect. So what are the practical actions that you can take against this? You assigned named business owners for each data, so for each domain. So this is very important. If you have got finance, for example, you have retail, you have lending, they should own whatever is going into the new system. They should own the data that is going into the new system. Then you also require business sign-off on data quality, not just technical migration. This is very important. The business should be able to sign off what is coming out of the old system and what is going to the new system after enrichments on the staging area. And also, you need to track cleansing progress against the business. Cleansing is very important. You can cleanse the existing data, but what is also very important is also to make sure that it doesn't decay. Otherwise, you clean the data, and then later on, you find that people are still making the same mistakes when they are capturing. Projects, they normally run for about 2 or so years. So you need to make sure that there are now also operational restrictions to make sure that the same mistakes, they do not recur again. So let's go to reconciliation is more important than upload success. This is very important mindset. So reconciliation is when you are making sure that whatever is coming from the old system to the new system, it's matching or it's according to the expectation, business expectation. So reconciliation has to be done, I can tell you, from the day you start data migration, the day you start extraction. Data migration has got 3 stages: extraction, enrichment, which is normally called staging area, and then the destination, which is normally the new system. So it is very important. It is also very important that we make sure reconciliation is done than just upload success. So even if the upload was successful, but still the reconciliation has to be done to make sure that each and every record that has to move from old system to the new system is also working, and also the GLs, they are also balancing. So why does it matter? A migration that uploads without technical errors, okay, can still leave the bank with incorrect balances. So that is why reconciliation is very important. You balance per each and every product. It could be a loan product, it could be a contingent product, it could be a retail product, account product, but make sure that the balances are also matching. So it must also match, and also all the mandates, they must be reconciled to make sure that they prove the data is trustworthy. So that is why it matters a lot. So what can go wrong if this is ignored? You find ETL, this is extract, transform, and load scripts can run successfully, but the bank cannot trust the converted data. So this is what can go wrong. The technical guys can say, we have done our extractions, we have uploaded, but is it correct according to the business requirements? So you find the business might say the balances are incorrect, or the number of accounts which are coming in, or maybe a certain category which was not supposed to be migrated, it's no longer valid. It should not be moved to the new system. So, what is the correct mindset from the project manager? So, the correct mindset here is the bank must prove balance, records, historical, and also controls migrated accurately. So, what does it mean? It means whatever is being migrated, it must be someone must be able to prove it that the balances are correct. How do you do that? You do it through data reconciliation. So let us look at a scenario. The migration run completes with zero fatal errors, okay, which means the technical side is done. It's only during business reconciliation that branches discover loan payment schedules they don't match, and a batch of standing orders silently failed to migrate at all. So this is what I was talking about. Technically, you might say you have migrated, but from a business point of view, if there was no reconciliation, you start finding missing transactions. If there was a reconciliation, those missing transactions could have been picked for reconciliation or for correction. So, what actions should you take? You need to treat balance and record level reconciliation as mandatory, not optional. This is very important. Reconciliation is not optional when it comes to data migration in a core banking system implementation. It has to be done. Then you also need to set clear tolerance level for reconciliation exceptions, and also an approval process for any breach. So if something is not reconciling, that's a breach because it's expected to reconcile. There must be some level of authority of someone who's going to approve to say, even if it doesn't reconcile, what does it mean? Is this something they can correct in future? Is this something they can correct in the current phase of the project? So that is also very, very important. So let's move on. The mindset number 4 on this cluster is more conversions are learning cycles, not formalities. So don't ever make a mistake to think that when you're doing more conversion, when you say make more conversion, we are talking of you're pretending as if you're actually going live, which means you do the extraction from the beginning, you do the reconciliation, you do the data enrichment, you upload into a new banking system, you also reconcile, and then you produce a reconciliation report to show how things are matching. Are we having the same number of accounts, same number of loans? Are we also having the GL, the financials, are they also balancing? So it should not be taken as a formality. It must be done as something that is mandatory. Something mandatory, something which you are going to do to learn. Because the moment you do more of these conversions, the moment you're going to understand your environment, the moment you're going to be even efficient in applying some of these activities. So why does it matter? A mock conversion exists. A mock conversion exists to surface and also fix real migration problems. So you want the problems to surface and fix them. So you do the mock conversion. So this is a very important mindset. So treating it as a formality wastes the one opportunity to find issues before they actually matter. Like I said earlier, more conversions, they're going to enable you to pick some of these issues, to pick some of these errors. Then it means you are going to be able to make your migration process successful. If you don't do these mock conversions, you're most likely going to find the issues, especially when you're almost going live, and it's going to delay the project. So in order to avoid delaying that, this mindset is very important. Always do the mock conversions. This is very important. I always apply that in all my projects. So let us look at what goes wrong if this is ignored. So the same errors, they repeat across cycles and also appear again during dress rehearsal. I've seen this in one of my projects. So if you don't do the mock cycles properly, you're not going to be able to discover issues as early as possible. So if you're not able to discover issues as early as possible, you're not going to be able to resolve them. So that becomes an issue. It might go through all the way from EAT, and you might find it maybe during dress rehearsal, even towards the last dress rehearsal. So that is why we're saying data migration should always be started from the beginning. When you start your SIT, when you start your EAT, you have done at least some percentage of data migration so that you can load that data. It can also help you to pick some issues as users are also testing in EAT. So, what is the mindset? What is the mindset? Okay. As a project manager, the correct mindset is every mock must improve mapping, timing, exceptions, and also reconciliation, even the runbook accuracy. So every mock conversion, you capture lessons learned. You're also capturing the timing. Because remember, in most cases, the cutover is within 3 to 4 days, which means you start Friday up to Monday. So your timing should also be improving because you want to target the right time that is going to enable you to cut over during the go live activities. So even your reconciliation, you start gauging your tools in terms of headcount. Do you have the right headcount to do reconciliation during cutover? So it must also improve. Even your runbook, you can also update your runbook accuracy to make sure that you're able to say this process takes 2 minutes, reconciliation takes 10 minutes, this process takes 5 minutes. So let us look at a scenario that we have here. The first mock migration run is treated as a tick box, okay? Tick the box exercise. This is dangerous. Most people, when they say mock conversion, they just want to make sure that things are okay. So they'll just tick yes, 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 okay? Then it's normally rushed to meet a deadline because people are under pressure. And its defects are logged but never actioned, the first one. The same defects resurface unresolved in the final dress rehearsal. So these are normally scenarios you come across. The defects are ignored, people are working under pressure to meet the deadline, and then the mock run is not done properly. But I can tell you, from the first mock run, make sure that your data migration activities or conversions, they are actually done the way you're going to do it when you convert. But you're going to improve them as you go. So, what action, practical actions should we take? You need to treat each conversion as a genuine test cycle, which is going to have tracked defects and also fixes. This is very important. Each mock conversion should be treated as if it's the actual conversion. The good thing about doing that is you're setting the mindset of everyone who is involved in the mock conversion. Whether it's the technical guys, the business guys, finance guys who are going to do reconciliation. So if you treat it as if something that is genuine, people will start doing the practice and it will be easier as you go live. Then you also have to run enough mock cycles to show a clear trend of improving accuracy and also timing. This is very important. These cycles are very important. I tell you, most people, they normally plan for 3, but you're going to have 7 to 10 cycles for this if you're going to go live. Then also never schedule the first full volume migration test as part of the final dress rehearsal. This is very important. You want to make sure your timing, your reconciliation is actually according to what you have. So never schedule the first full volume migration test as part of the final dress rehearsal. So let's move on. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe button, and the notification button so that you're the first person to be notified each time a new video is uploaded on this channel. It will help this channel to grow. It will also help this channel to produce more videos like this one. So the last mindset that we have under this cluster is No business validation, it means no migration readiness. This is very important. The business must validate all the data that is coming from the old system to the new system. If they don't validate, you're going to have issues after go live. The actual customers of the bank, they're going to complain. Maybe some balance is not correct. Maybe some loan schedule is not correct. Some repayment schedule is not correct, and so on and so forth. So this mindset is very important. Always have business validation for you to confirm that migration is now ready. So why does it matter? IT confirmation of migration run technically correct is not the same as the business confirmation, the data fit for purpose. So only business validation, this is very important. Only business validation can close that gap to say this is correct or this is incomplete. So what goes wrong if this is actually ignored? You'll find the technical teams, they say done, while it's the branches and operations, they reject the data. So business validation is very important when it comes to data migration in a core banking system implementation. This is a very important mindset. So what is the correct mindset for the PM? Migration readiness require business confidence, okay? Not technical completion. So this has to be balanced. Readiness must be balanced between technical and also the business confidence. Then let us look at a scenario. IT declares the migration complete, okay? Declares migration complete based on the load logs, which means they've loaded, no issues. Business sign-off is skipped to save time, which is dangerous. Okay, so days after go live, operation discovers a systematic error in the interest calculation. Okay, so this is very important. So IT, they've uploaded, there was no business sign off. Then later on, it is discovered that there's an error in the interest calculation. It means the business validation was not done properly. All right. Then what are the practical actions that we have to take? There must be some formal or named business sign-offs before declaring data migration complete. This is very important. Before you say this is complete, there must be some sign-off from the business side. Then the second action is you need to build a business validation time into migration schedule, not as an afterthought. This is very dangerous. So as you start your data migration processes, make sure that you're building in business validation. Business has to come in, validate that the data is correct for them to use it. Then the last one is also escalate any data readiness declared without business validation as a risk. So if you don't declare this, it's going to be a risk. Validation must be done by business. If you want me to create more videos based on what we have covered in this video, you can reach out to me or you can let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.